This presentation, I'm going to talk a little bit about the vision for our company, where we're taking the platform a little bit. Really after me, the product team is going to come up and do a lot more of the heavy lifting here. I'm not going to steal too much of their thunder, but I wanted to share with you where we're taking the business, where we're taking the company, and also just, I'm going to have time for Q&A. We've gotten some really good questions in the past in this session when I do these, so please think about your questions, and at the end, we'll take the questions. So the high level, I think you've seen this. We are going from being a tool to an enterprise platform. That's been our focus for years. We've been working on that. We've spent, at this point, about $35 million over the last 2.5 years to build our new platform. We're making a serious investment behind this. And you can see this with the past year. If you look at the last year, you look at the functionality that was released yesterday. And that functionality, that is stuff, whether you find each individual feature valuable or not, that's kind of besides the point. The point is the fact that we've built a platform now where we can actually build these features. The fact that we can deliver this type of functionality on our platform. We could not do that years ago. Today we have that platform. We've spent a lot of money building it, and that's really valuable to you because now when you make requests, the speed in which we can turn things around is fast. The ability for us to innovate is amazing. This has been a really massive investment. It's hard to describe. I think people have seen it and seen how long it's taken us with 100 engineers. Know that this is something that is really it's really powerful. The platform itself is really powerful. The second thing is that now the market is starting to recognize the value in what we do. Maybe one of the things I've been most frustrated with since we started the company is the fact that we didn't get credit in the market. We've always gotten credit from you, our customers, always, from day one, but we have not gotten credit in the market. The analyst firms, which I'm not going to speak too much because I don't like them, but the analyst firms, they're a little slow on the uptake, but they're starting to pick up on the fact that this is necessary. This is a problem that the market sees. The fact that we were able to raise money this year from someone like Enrique Salem, who's former CEO of Symantec, who's at Bain Capital now, the fact that he was excited about this business shows you that we're starting to see that tipping point in the market, that this is a necessary, the functionality that we offer, the problems that we solve is real. When we started this company in 2011, there was no Office 365 as a product. It did not exist. There was no Slack. There was no Dropbox for Business. There were not a lot of the SaaS products you see today. There was no Zoom. A lot of the SaaS products you see today, those did not exist when we started this company. We saw this problem and have been trying to address this for many years, but now the market is starting to come behind us and see that. We're starting to see competitors. All this language you see here will look very familiar to you. This is not our website. There are companies here, and I'm not that we've cut and paste from here, who have actually copied, like their standard way of creating content is copy our blog posts and just paste with a replace on the name of the company. I'm not making that up. Like actually copy and paste our blog posts. We have people coming behind us now starting to raise money and have BetterCloud in their decks saying like, okay, there's only one company doing this and we're gonna go and we're gonna compete with BetterCloud, which I love. I love that. This is what I showed the team when this started happening. This is how I feel. I love it. It gives us credibility. It shows that there's a need for what we're doing. It shows that the market, there's going to be people raising money around what we do, which I love. And the truth is that the one thing that none of these people have is our customer base. None of them have the experts that we have in the room today, and I mean that as sincerely as I can say it. We have something that no one can touch, and that's taken us a long time to build this community, and at this point, for someone else to compete with this, to get the knowledge from this group is very difficult. So I feel very confident about our position in the market, but it's good. It's credibility. It means that things are happening. It means that there's a lot of value, which is good for you, right? The more that the market is saying this is there, the more that we see customers needing this, the more we can invest behind it, frankly. And so this is good. We formed an amazing partnership with Okta. This is something that for a long time, there was a lot of confusion between us and Okta. When we first announced this new platform in 2015, we heard from a lot of people, okay, this is interesting. This is Okta, right? And when we were fundraising, even this one, the last one, people would say, this is interesting. So what category is this? And the answer was, well, there's not really a category for this yet, but there will be. They said, oh, you sure this is not IDaaS? This isn't Okta? And the answer is no. And this partnership has proven that. This is our best partnership with any technology partner in the world. We are now working with Okta on hundreds of accounts. If you are an Okta customer in here and you have not connected Okta and you've not used that, please connect it. Please use it. If you are using it, go to Okta, tell your rep how amazing it is. This partnership for us is a huge opportunity. Together, we solve the problems that you're facing. They solve authentication, we solve authorization. You put those two pieces together and you have the endpoint of SaaS covered. That's really important. This was a major partnership for us, a major integration. You're going to see more coming here. And then we realized that as a company, the product is getting powerful. It's getting powerful maybe beyond the ability for you to just plug and play, that's what we prided ourselves on years ago. And we realized that to give you the power you need, we need to make the product a little bit more complicated, frankly. And so with that, what you see is we launched an expert advisory group. Anyone who's had an experience with this team, it's been amazing. I know that they've done 100 implementations or engagements to this point, and every single one of them is successful. And you're going to hear about this a little bit later on today from them, about stories from the trenches that they're bringing back from our customers. But this team has been a game changer for us. And I really urge you to use this team. I urge you to use this team. We will make this team available to you. If you're in the room, we will definitely make this team available to you. And please use it. I was talking to a lot of people yesterday, and I think there was a realization after you saw some of the new features about how much you're not using in the product, which is okay. It's become a really big product. But I ask you and I urge you to really leverage us, because there is a lot we can do for you, and we're making a big investment here as well. It's very hard to find people. It's very hard to ramp people to do this job. It's very hard to put people in front of you that are up to the level that you would expect from us. But we are building this team as fast as we can. We're investing heavily behind this team. If you know anyone who wants to join this team, please let us know. And then, for me personally, maybe one of the most important things for me personally is that we've actually made a really big impact in the environments that we're connected to, that we're engaged with, that we're working with. You saw a lot of numbers, you've seen the scorecards, but when you start getting into some of the details of these stories, it's amazing. We have found 550 million publicly shared files. That is slightly crazy. We have taken 2 million actions. There are companies that have truly, fully, one-click automated their entire offboarding process with BetterCloud. And before, it was taking them 3 weeks. We know that in some cases there are people who have been able to reallocate someone on their team because we were able to automate a lot of what that person was maybe doing. And now they're doing much more strategic work, the kind of work that's going to get the entire IT org lifted up inside of the org. So we know that and the scale, we've talked about the scale, 168 billion events monitored at this point. This is this year. That's crazy. I mean, we're talking about scale now, again, with a platform that has taken a long time to build, and now you're seeing how that starts to make a difference. And this is our motto. This is our motto in the company, 2018. The motto for the company is just getting started. We have these neon signs in our offices, both offices. This is something that we pretty much talk about ad nauseum. People probably hate me for it. But it's real. This is actually how I feel. I think that we are just scratching the surface of what we can deliver and what we can do. The way that where Okta is today, we believe that is going to be what BetterCloud is in 3 to 4 years. It's going to be just as mission critical to just as many organizations, and I would argue in a lot of cases a lot more complex, because you think about Okta, there are something like 80 single sign-on vendors in the world. There's one BetterCloud, maybe there'll be a couple more in the coming years. It's hard to build this. It's hard to go into these APIs and do what we do. And so that's my belief, is that we're really at the early stages of this story. So as I go through that, the biggest thing is this shift from tool to platform. So when you think about this and you think about the two sides here and that shift that's going on with BetterCloud, the way I think about it, the simplest way is like you can't go build a whole house with a single hammer. Like that's never going to happen. You essentially need like a huge tool shed with a bunch of supplies, and then you can go build a big house, a big building, that is how I feel in terms of the difference between FlashPanel and BetterCloud. With FlashPanel, we gave you that hammer. And with BetterCloud, we're giving you literally all the supplies, that entire tool shed that you can go build whatever you want. That is the difference between FlashPanel and BetterCloud. So for the people who are in here who continue to just use the legacy functionality, I urge you again, leverage us. We want you to use the platform. I guarantee you, we did not build this in a bubble. We built this based on feedback from you, from your peers. I know for a fact it is extremely valuable, and I know it can have a major impact in your business. I understand it's not easy to do all of this really quickly. I understand some of it can be scary in terms of automating 100 different processes, but work with us and we will help you. We will help you. We want to help you. This is important. We are delivering this platform. And we're seeing now not only are the analysts and everyone else talking about this, the breaches are starting. The breaches are starting. They're starting to be more public recognition of some of this and these challenges. This was not here 3-4 years ago. Because 3-4 years ago is when Slack was just picking up steam. 3-4 years ago is when Office 365, even now, no one uses it. But anyway, but basically, they buy it, but they don't use it. So basically, you look at that and, you see that kind of evolution. And back then, 3-4 years ago, you just didn't see people having these problems. Now it's happening left and right. And the most important thing that I would say to this room is I'm starting to see CEOs and board members and people like that bringing this up. I actually had a meeting with a guy who's a former CEO of Home Depot last week in Atlanta. Former CEO of Home Depot. He's on the board of a number of very, very large Fortune 100 companies. And when I was giving him the explanation of what we do, I said, I don't think he's going to really fully grasp it. And I said, and what we do is we can help with insider threats and then onboarding and offboarding. He said, I fully understand. Actually, at a board meeting 2 weeks ago, someone brought up offboarding in the board meeting. And I said, in a big company board meeting, I don't think they were talking about offboarding employees. And he said, no, we did because we had 3 people leave, never get offboarded for months, and they took a lot of sensitive data with them, and it had bubbled up to the board level because they were going to go after those people. And that was an example where I realized that we have hit that tipping point. When board members of Fortune 100 companies who are non-technical are understanding the problems that we're solving, that's when we've hit that tipping point. And I think for the people in this room, it's only a matter of time until you start seeing that and hearing that from your executive teams, your boards. I know there are people in the room that have told me last night, they're going to board meetings now. They're actually already starting every board meeting, they go and present. That shows you that it's definitely shifting. The attention is definitely shifting. And with that, that's good for you. That's more attention on you. You're the expert in these areas. You can get budget for these things. It's big opportunity. And the platform, I would say if you look at our product, it's powerful as a tool. It was a very big hammer, if you will. And as a platform, it's only more powerful. You look at the investigation. We talk about policies. We think about 3 steps in policies you see on the left side: investigation, remediation, and enforcement. As a tool, and for most of what you guys are going to use in the short term, you can go in, you can investigate in our grids. You heard about all the additions, the last login additions, and the 2FA, and this. You can go and do a lot of investigation in our grids today. And then you can go and take actions. You can remediate that by taking one-off actions, bulk actions. And then ultimately, you could set up workflows that enforce this in an automated way on an ongoing basis. And then you look at the platform side, and you see that we're starting to open up all this data so that you can come get it from us, and you can do whatever analysis you want through the API. You're starting to see things like on-demand workflows, which was, in my opinion, The biggest feature we delivered yesterday was on-demand workflows. I would urge everyone to spend a lot of time with that feature. What that can do for you, if you mix that with the API and being able to create outgoing webhooks, if you put those things together, I would argue that on-demand workflows is one of the biggest features we've released in years. To be able to create a macro, to take a set of actions against a set of users in whatever way, shape, or form you want, be able to delegate that control out to different people on your team, that is, in my opinion, that's a game changer that I don't even know if there's appreciation yet for. And then you talk about enforcement going past just the applications that we support natively and truly being able to do this against whatever applications you want, being able to trigger it off whatever source you want. I mean, now you're talking about a true platform. I'm not even sure we can appreciate and understand how everyone is going to use this. We've already seen this. A couple of people who started alpha testing the product have been using it in ways we thought some very simple webhooks and things like that, and it's already being pushed, which we like. This is what we want. And then this, which is, we've talked about the connectors. It's a big subject. It's something that comes up all the time. Do you have this connector? Do you have this connector? Do you support this application? And, we started with G Suite. We've evolved to this green line. We've built out all these native applications. And there's a lot more that we need to build. Probably not 500 more, but maybe 20 more that we need to build natively. And we will. We're going to continue to build native connectors over time. But we didn't want to wait for you to be able to use our product with those applications. And that is where you see the platform, and that's what you heard about yesterday. That's a really, really big thing. One of the things we've been talking about, like last year, we talked about, for example, Bamboo HR. Colin will not let me forget it. So I even added Bamboo here to the slide. But now you got something like Bamboo where you can go build. You can go use Bamboo's API triggers, and you can go and build something that will trigger an offboarding workflow out of Bamboo. And that's the idea, is that we want to make this available to you much faster, make this touch more in your environment than we have in the past, and a lot more coming there. And then now you start thinking about policies, which you hear us talking about a lot, and that's a big thing for me. I think when you can start automating policies, that's a really big deal. And so you see that we've got all kinds of policies. We started, a lot of people in this room may have even started with us because we had email signature policies for Google. Real story. Maybe some password policies. Then we added onboarding. Some basic stuff, just G Suite, but now we start extending outside of that. Offboarding, okay, now we start getting to extremely valuable policies. This is the part where, we truly automate offboarding for you. I think that is maybe one of the most valuable things we can do and one of the biggest problems people have today. But then you start getting into data loss prevention. You're in some kind of regulated industry. You have any sensitive data, which is essentially all of us, and we start being able to support you there. Login policies, admin policies, third-party apps policies. You're going to see from us, this list is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. This is where, again, we win when you tell us what you need. Because when you tell us all this that you see, all this whole list, that's because you shared these use cases with us. So I would urge you to just keep doing that. You can email it to me directly. You can email it to anyone you want. I guarantee you that's going to get into the loop at BetterCloud, and we're going to take a look at it. We need to understand what challenges you have, what policies you want us to build out. But if you're not using us for these policies, you should be using us for all of this. All of this that you see, you should be using us for. Just think about, I know from our conversations, I know that not everyone in here is using us for all of this, and that's okay. Again, I appreciate how much work it is to set some of this up. But I urge you to reach out to your CSM, reach out to the expert advisory group, reach out to me, literally, david@bettercloud.com. We will figure out a way to help you get this stuff set up. And it's not just about the product. Anyone who's been here with us for a long time knows this. I think people who joined us for the first time this year at this event can see that this is not just about the product. When we talk about the platform, I mean it as the community as well. I mean it about our content. I mean it about a lot more than just our product. We've prided ourselves since we started on our thought leadership and the insights that we can deliver. I'm not sure how many people here will remember this little guy. He was called the Google Guru. Pride and joy. Wait, any clapping or, I really miss him. This is how it all started in terms of our thought leadership. We created this little guy, Google Guru, and we sent out a video every single day. We created a video, tip, trick about Google Apps, every single day. And we send out one email every day with one video, every day. And then we evolved. As the company evolved and we matured and our customers matured and the ecosystem matured, we matured. And we came out with the monitor. The monitor was really the consolidation of all of this together. And so if you're not subscribed to the Monitor, I urge you to do that. It is a daily newsletter. We have about 110,000 IT professionals on it. They get it every single morning. It is curated every morning from about 89 news sources, 89 different places we go and curate from, and we send you the curated IT news every single morning, and we've been doing that for 3.5 or 4 years now. Sometimes we have our own content in there. A lot of times it's actually just from other sites. And this is becoming a platform. We took the Monitor, we took all the research we've done there, and we wrote a book last year. We're working on a second one right now. We've started to have people in this room, partners, other people contribute to the Monitor and help us build that thought leadership. So I put here, it's really, if you want to contribute, please email monitor@bettercloud.com. Christina is the editor of the Monitor. She will get in touch with you, and we can amplify your voice. You hear about Yusuf talking about going, and kind of, in terms of your career path and how you can impact your career path. One of the big ways that you can do that is thought leadership. And I know probably not a lot of people in the room have a huge, 100,000 person following. We can help you with that. We can amplify your thought leadership. Literally, you email Christina and say, I have an idea. I want to write a topic on blah. She'll work with you to get that done. She'll help you edit it, and we'll publish it to 100,000 people and send that out. So this is becoming a platform for us. This is something we spent many years on. I still wish we had a little guy like that, but anyway, a different story. The community, we've done, we do dinners, we've done some different events here and there, but it's a little bit all over the place. Other than this event, which has been a mainstay, we've tried some different things, and we're realizing this year, our Better IT dinner track has been going really, really well. We've actually seen some people in the room host and, let's say, moderate those dinners. These are not dinners about BetterCloud. This is dinners about IT. This is essentially a mini version of this over dinner. It's like Better IT Live yesterday over dinner. And so we've seen that, and we want to take that in a much broader way next year. Next year, we're talking about doing, 20 of these dinners all over the world. We did 5 industry conferences this year. We want to do more than that. If there are events that you're going to that you think we should be at, let us know, because we may sponsor those. We may send some people there. We want to be ever present. We want to be everywhere where you are, because if you're there, there's probably other people there that need to see our product. And so we're going to be doing in-person trainings. This is something we need to mature in. We understand that. This is where the expert advisory group is going to be doing one-to-many trainings in different cities around the country to how to use BetterCloud more effectively. So this is becoming a lot more of a platform. And then this event. This event, this is from our 2015 event on the left. That's the picture of everyone at that event at a steakhouse in New York. We could actually fit in one steakhouse in New York. This year, this is the picture of all of us here, which is awesome. Like this for me, when you put this with the community and the events and the thought leadership, this is what this is about. And again, anyone who knows me knows I mean that really, really sincerely. This is why we exist as a company. This is why we go into work every day. And so this quote, this came out of a Google Next panel with Ed from Fullscreen. And this was an amazing quote. He said this on stage, and immediately when he said it, I wrote it down. I said, this is such a good way to describe our relationship with our customers. Yes, we do a lot. We have a lot of events happening and the dinners and this, and we do a lot of content every day, and we're putting out new features every other week, and we're putting out new actions. And I think this quote describes how you need to spend time with us. If you're willing to do it, we're willing to do it. And there's a lot more you can probably get from us, from our product, from our community, if you love this event, then ask your CSM, hey, when are you doing one of these dinners in my city? We may or may not already have one planned, and we may ask you, hey, do you want to moderate that? We'll sponsor it. We'll do it. You want to moderate it? The more you engage with us, the more you're going to get out of us. And I really want you to take, if there's one thing you take out of my presentation today, it's this. Please engage with us. Please look at ways that you can work with us. Please look at the product and see how else you can leverage it. Your CSMs, like, they want to help you. To be honest, one of the things, we probably don't have enough CSMs to cover all of our customers. We're trying to remedy that as well. But for now, we need you to reach out, especially those in this room, and tell us, hey, I'm ready to work with you on something. I'm ready for you to come in and spend time with me, and we're going to make it worth your while. I promise you that. And I think we're witnessing something, special. This is an important moment for us, and when I say us, I do mean BetterCloud and our customers. We are going to become a bigger and bigger piece of your environment. You're going to challenge us. In 2015, what I heard from everyone is, wow, what you're going to do by 2017 is going to be amazing. If you actually pull this off, it will be a game changer for me. But not everyone, many people in the room said it's too good to be true, and you're never going to build a product that connects to all these SaaS applications and can actually do all of this functionality. And I like that. That's what we need. We need to be challenged. We need to be challenged to be better, to go farther with our product and our community. But you guys, I promise you that now we've reached that tipping point. We've hit that kind of part of the curve, and this is an important moment for all of us, and we're excited to have you with us for this. And what you're going to see after this is you're going to see the product team get up here and share with you all the things that they have planned, and everything that we want to get to you, frankly, hopefully by the next time we get together. And so you're going to see all of that after that and after this. And again, I urge you to ask questions, engage in the app when we do the voting, do all of that, because that's what helps us get better. So with that, thank you very much, and I'll take questions.